All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. We really appreciate your attendance. I think you'll find this hopefully interesting and informative. My name is Glenn Kinsler. I'm the relationship manager at 2B Solutions, and I'll just kind of cover a quick little agenda today. First, I'm going to start off with a little bit more information about our company, and then give an overview of our inventory management solution called WIMS for STEM. I'll highlight some of our existing customers, and then I'll go into a live demonstration of the actual system. Toward the end, we'll have a testimonial from our very first customer, that's AMSTI, the Alabama Math, Science, and Technology Institute. Mr. Jeff Loper with AMSTI will tell you a little bit about their experience with our system. And then, of course, I will open the floor up for some Q&A. First, about 2B Solutions, we've been around for a while. We've been around for almost 10 years. We're located in Birmingham, Alabama. And we have a customer base really that stretches across the globe. Across the globe. We are a Microsoft partner and most recently a member of the Apple Business Consultants Network. So we have partnerships with both Microsoft and Apple. One of the areas where we specialize is Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and I won't get into too many details, technical details about our system, but the inventory management solution that you're going to see is built on this Microsoft platform. So that means that it's it's tested, it's battle tested. This platform is used by thousands, really millions of companies around the world. We have configured it specifically for this unique need. So again, but it is a Microsoft platform, very stable, very scalable, and very customizable. The other part of our business is mobile app development. We do a number of, we've created a number of applications for barcode scanners, and we're also writing tablet apps today as well for businesses. So this solution here combines both sort of sides of our business, the Microsoft Dynamics CRM and the mobile app development. So let's face it, this process of managing the inventory around science kits and certifications and teachers and schools is really very complicated. And it's been our experience that people are often pushed into this role of managing this whole process without much experience in inventory management. And so, again, it is a very complicated process. I think even the most skilled and experienced warehouse people would say that it is a challenge. And so people need the right tools to help manage this process. So what WIMS for STEM does is it helps bring all this data into one place, your teacher data, your school data, all the products, all the kits and the tubs, and all the certification and training events as well. Bring all that information into one master system where data can be shared across the organization and where users can quickly find the data that they need. And bringing to it the mobile aspects with mobile barcode scanners really drives efficiency, really helps you quickly identify where products are in the system, in the process. And so if you haven't seen our system in action yet, I think this will make a lot more sense for you. We currently have 4 customers for this system, and the first is AMSTI, as I mentioned before, the Alabama Math, Science, and Technology Institute. AMSTI, or Alabama, is set up a little differently as one statewide organization that manages the hands-on learning across the entire state. Currently, there are 971 schools that participate in the program, and there are just under 100,000 tubs that are managed across 11 warehouses across the state. Our most recent customer is the Battle Creek Area Math and Science Center, located in Battle Creek, Michigan. They deal with, they work with almost 2,000 schools they're also doing some different things. They've asked us to build some new functionality into the system around e-commerce and some accounting features that they need. Battle Creek actually makes and sells tubs and kits to schools, so they have a little bit different needs, and they're helping us add more functionality into the system. The ISTEM, part of the Indiana Science Initiative, is another customer. They have 130 schools managing over 10,000 tubs there. For ISTEM, they had a unique need. They wanted to create an online registration portal where teachers could register online for training events. And then last but certainly not least is the Delaware STEM Council. They have 317 participating schools and about 10,000 kits as well. They have an online kit ordering portal for teachers also. So each of our customers are helping us add new functionality to the system. We're constantly improving it based on feedback and needs from our customers. And so we're constantly trying to improve it. So the demonstration that I'm going to show you today is going to really cover two different things. I'm going to show you the client web app, meaning how you would access the database using a web browser. I'll show you school records, teacher records, the kits. I'll show you a little bit about reordering as well. I'm really going to try to cover several things quickly. I don't want to go into too much detail, but and then so the second piece will also be showing you how the barcode scanner itself works. So let me actually get right into it. So what I'm showing you is actually a development site from our Indiana customer, from iSTEM. This is not their live site. This is a development site that we use to test and actually train with as well. So some of the information, this is not live information, although these are real teachers and real schools and real kids, but it's not live. And so when we look at some of the things, you'll notice that maybe some of the training dates are in the past and such. But the system opens to what's called a dashboard, and this is a very high-level graphical representation of some key metrics that school systems want to know. This pie chart here is counts or tub counts by location. So you can see the breakdown. There's about 3,600 in school. There's about 3,500 in the warehouse. Another 2,000 or so are ready to ship. This chart here is a breakdown of participating teachers by grade level. And if we even scroll down here a little bit further, this is just kind of a quick snapshot of some of the training events. Now, again, notice that they're in the past. But this dashboard here is really meant to be a place where you can quickly gather some very high-level information. This is all very customizable. If there's data in the system, we can build a chart or graph around it, so you're not specifically around your needs. So I'm going to start with schools. So notice over here in the navigation bar over here on the left, this is how you sort of move around the system. I'll click on schools, and it's a little slow. That hasn't happened all day, but so this would be a list of all the participating schools in iSTEM. Notice here there are 132 total, and these are sorted here by alphabetically. So I can scroll down. These columns show, again, some very high-level information: address, city, principal, the district that it's in. Scroll over here to the right. There's a little bit more information over here as well. Again, this is sorted sort of by default by school name, but if you quickly wanted to sort by a different column, just click inside the column and the system will sort for you automatically. This can be really helpful for people if you need to quickly identify who are all the schools, say for instance here, what are all the schools in Evansville, Indiana? Well, By quickly sorting, you can identify that, or you can sort by something else, maybe school district. That really gives you a lot of flexibility in finding the information that you need. And quickly, there's also a filter option. So if you wanted to change this view and maybe show, let's say, maybe we only wanted to show the schools that are in South Bend, we can just quickly apply a filter. And then boom, all of only the schools in South Bend will be displayed. So again, I think hopefully you kind of get a flavor for how easy it is to find the information that you need. Also, notice this button up here, Export to Excel. You can quickly export any of the data in these views into an Excel spreadsheet that you can then adjust and modify as you need. I'm going to take off this filter, and I'm going to go back to one of these school records and open it up and show you some of these details. So this is Cool Springs Elementary School. Notice here a number of different fields to capture data, what district school is in, who the principal is, her contact information, assistant principal, phone number. There are also custom fields that have been added here. This is actually not a field that iSTEM uses. We actually put it in here for demonstration purposes because some of our other clients have the same need, but you can identify schools based on lots of different criteria. Are they a member of your program? Are they non-member? Or this is all very customizable. You can put in your own field as needed. Scrolling down a little bit further, here's the school address. Even below that is the distribution point. Now notice that these are actually the same address, but it's really not unusual at all for schools to have a different drop-off point for kits. And if that's the case, you can enter that information here. Here's some shipping details. This school has a shipping dock. They do request that the tubs be shrink wrapped and they're set for delivery. And then a little bit further down, it'll get into the cycle information. So this school goes through kindergarten through 6th grade. So these are the kit cycles for the various grades. Notice here kindergarten cycle 1 starts on September 19th and wrapped up on December the 14th of last year. And then they're just winding down now cycle 2 for kindergarten. Notice that grades 1 through, first and second grades have 3 cycles, and grades 3 through 6 have 4 cycles. So the system is flexible in that sense. You can you don't have to conform to one standard. And this school doesn't have 7th and 8th grades, so these fields are blank. Notice also there's a place here where you can enter notes. It's just another way for staff to share information. So here we could add a note that says this is a great school, great faculty. And so that note will be saved along with this record, and other people who access it can look at these notes as well. Notice it's timestamped and so forth. So again, it's just another way to share information. I'm going to scroll back up to the top and look quickly at the teachers for this school. So if I go over here to the navigation bar on the left, it says teachers. This will bring up all of the certified teachers in the system for this particular school. So here there are 14 teachers. It's sorted here again by name, but you could quickly sort by grade if you needed to. And you could drill down into these teacher records as well. I'm actually going to close out of that and close this school's record here as well and go back to the main list of schools. So that's a quick overview of schools. That kind of segues us into teachers. So if I click on teachers over here on the left, I'm going to have to log back in. I mistyped. Okay, not sure why that happened, but we'll keep going. So teachers. Here's the list of teachers in certified teachers in the organization. Notice there are just over 2,200 teachers. This view or this list again shows you some specific information about all the teachers. It, like the other view of schools, can be sorted any way that you need. Let me go back up to Aaron Patterson and bring up his teacher record. So here's Aaron. Notice it has standard contact information, places for multiple numbers if you need it. This is work email address. We don't have a home email address listed, but if I did want to enter that, if anybody wanted to enter that information, they could just simply store that information very quickly. As you scroll down a little bit further, there's more information related to what he does at Edison Elementary School or Intermediate. This is the district. This is what grade he teaches. He's a science teacher. Notice there are drop-down menus here to sort of designate teachers by whatever their discipline is. Here's his physical address. I believe this is his home address, followed by address information from the school. And this information actually flows automatically to his record. So if you enter the school information on the school record, it'll automatically populate here in the teacher record as well. Again, there's another place to add notes for people that want to. Just do a test note. Is a great teacher. And again, that'll be saved for other people to see. Here's some additional information here. This is all sort of specific to ISTEM's needs. Notice they track the education level of the teachers here. Some other things: are they highly qualified? Are they doing anything for graduate credit? Do they cross over into math and so forth? I won't go much into detail here. These are some just username and password information that could be stored for Aaron as he tries to log into the system to register himself for events and so forth. I'll kind of skip over that. I'll scroll back up to the top here, and we can quickly look at Aaron's certifications. So if I click on the certifications, notice Aaron is certified in 4 different kits, and I'll get into kits here in just a minute. But he's certified in 4 kits: human body, environment, floating and sinking, sun, moon, and stars. And if I scroll over a little bit further, he completed these certifications in Summer Institutes. Here are the dates of certification. Again, just very, very quick and easy to find the information that you're looking for. I'm going to go back to the teacher record and close it, save it. And since we were talking about certifications just a minute ago, I'll come and briefly show certifications here as well. These are all the well, these are going to be all the active every sort of certification record for every teacher. But if you needed to quickly determine which teachers are certified for different kits, it's very easy to do that with some of the tools that I showed you earlier. So speaking of kits, let's move into them. And Indiana has 37 different kits that they send out to the schools. And so here they are. They're sorted here by kit ID number. We'll help schools create a custom kit ID. So I'm sure a lot of these titles look familiar to you. We can open up the Earth Materials record and get a little bit more information about it. So notice this is a science kit. There are others are math kits or training kits or extra. This is a science kit. It's for the 3rd grade. And there are 2 tubs for this kit. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with the challenges of tracking how many tubs go with particular kits. Here it's very easy to see that there are 2 tubs for this particular kit. If I click over here on the Kit Products tab, we'll now see a list of all the products that are inside this kit, sorted alphabetically. So again, I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of these items: hand lenses, minerals, rocks, foil pans, paper plates, paper cups, paper towels. This should all look very familiar to you. Notice here the number of each item required for the kit is listed, any extra materials that are needed, and so forth. And so speaking of all of the products, I'll get into a little bit more of the warehouse or inventory management pieces of the system. So if I click on products, this will bring up a list of all the products stored in the warehouse used in all of the kits. And notice here there are 1,256 products. We have, not all of this information is filled out, but notice we have information to capture the last cost, how many items are in the warehouse, the count in the warehouse, the quantity that's pending, the quantity that's ready to ship. Pending means I believe that they're actually been ordered but haven't been received yet. The quantity that's ready to ship, the quantity that needs to be ordered. I can show you a little bit more about that in a minute. The quantity that's in schools. So again, very easy to find out the information that you need. If we look in maybe into this record here for needles, open up the record, it'll display some more information before. Here the quantity in the warehouse, the quantity that are on order, ready to ship, and so forth. Who the preferred vendor is. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Delta Education. The last cost. Again, all this information is stored very very intuitively for you to get the information that you need. So I'm going to quickly move through sort of the rest of the things. I do want to just show you a reorder report. We do help schools identify when they need to reorder products. So I'm going to open up a pre-formatted reorder report. And I won't go into a lot of details, but I just want you to see how we can very easily help you streamline the reordering process. I'll just actually select all the cycles here and choose from consumables. So it's going to probably take this report about 10 to 15 seconds to generate. And when it comes up, moving a little slow. There we go. It actually took a while because I selected all the cycles. I didn't really need to do that. But anyway, this is a sort of a quick summary of where you are with your inventory. So these are all your items. These are the numbers that you need based on forecasts for the entire school year. This column is the number that you have, the number you have ready to ship, the number on order, and the number to order. These formulas are built in. This is a pre-formatted report, so you don't have to recreate this every time. When you're ready to reorder, if you have a standard date or time or process for reordering, you can simply generate the report and move forward from there. So I want to cover a little bit of the mobile part and then have our customer, Mr. Jeff Loper, give you a little bit more information about their experience. Here I'm going to, there we go. So I'm going to show you a few pictures on how we help, on how the mobile pieces and the barcodes really help improve efficiency. So here's an example of a packing list that we help create for a particular kit. This is a kit from the AMSTI program. You can see my pointer. You'll see here. The name of this kit is Weather. This is every item that goes into this particular kit. It's actually a couple pages long. And notice each item has a barcode beside it. During the refurbishment process, workers in the warehouse will open up the kit. They'll identify all of the items that came back with it, and any permanent item that was supposed to be returned but wasn't. The workers can scan this barcode for that particular item, and it will be the result will be a record in the system being created that this permanent item was not returned. And from there, we can do a lot of things. We can actually fire off an automatic email to that particular teacher for that tub, asking the teacher, hello, Mr. So-and-so, could you please look around your classroom for blank and return it. We can, those automated emails, that's something that we can definitely do, and that saves you and your team from having to manually write down that information and then go manually type it into your email platform. Here's an example of the different labels on each tub. So on the top, there's a permanent label that is stuck to this particular tub and will stay with this tub for a long time. The teacher tag that's beneath it is actually sort of temporary. I'll show you a close-up view here. Notice it's in a plastic sleeve, so this card can be quickly removed and a new one put in after each cycle. But notice there's a barcode here and all the sort of important information that people in the warehouse would need to know. Here's a close-up view of the permanent label as well. The name of this kit is Animals 2x2. Actually, I believe this kit ID is for this particular kit is number 6. This is the 64th instance of Animals 2x2, and this is the first tub. This is only one of one. This is the first tub of this 64th instance. And so here's just a picture I took about 2 years ago of a warehouse worker in one of the AMSTI warehouses scanning out kits. And I'm going to go through kind of a quick demonstration of this as well. But it's very quick. When kits are stacked up like this, being ready to ship, it's very easy to quickly scan them out. Our process is to scan teacher tag first and then tub tag, and so you can, as these boxes are lined up, you can just go scan, 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 and hit and designate all of these items as ready to ship or out of the warehouse, out of inventory. And so speaking of the scanner, this is the scanner that we are recommending. This is the scanner that we have been using for some time. It's called the Opticon H22. It's small, but it's very rugged. I'm trying to think of a kind of a comparable size. It's a bit bigger than an iPhone. It's definitely meant for warehouse work. It does have a laser scanner on the front of it that makes scanning 1D barcodes very quick. It does have a color screen, which is an upgrade from some of the older ones that we used. It has outstanding battery life and also online and offline capabilities. What that means is that you don't have to be continuously connected to the internet through a Wi-Fi signal in order for the system to run. You can make your adjustments on the scanner out in the warehouse, store all that information locally on the device, and then plug it into a computer later on to sync that information. It also comes with a 2-year warranty. So what I'm going to do now is actually bring up this is a little program that lets me sort of show the screen of this scanner here on the computer. So I'll just give you a quick demonstration of how you can scan out items. Now, I have here in front of me some teacher and pub labels, very similar to what I showed you before in the pictures. So I'm going to actually transfer some items out. So let's say that I've got these kits on my shipping dock ready to go out. I would simply click transfer out. And then I will scan the teacher tag first. So notice here at the bottom, Susan McDowell comes up as a teacher. And then I'll scan the tub. And there it brings up Earth Materials. And this kit has 2 tabs to it, so I can scan the teacher tag again. And so notice the tub ID, this is the second tub here of the series. So it's pretty quick. As quickly as the laser can read those barcodes, it pops into this field. And then again, I could scan dozens, hundreds really if I needed to of items. If I was not set up on a Wi-Fi network and I just needed to plug it into the computer to sync back all this information, I would click on the menu button here and click send, and that information would then be transferred back to the database. There are also some alerts built in. So if you tried to scan an item that was already scanned out, you would get an alert as well. Well, that's really it for our quick demonstration. I know I hit a lot of topics here. If you're interested in more information and some more detail, would love to show you more. I'm really just kind of scratching the surface. But I want you to hear from somebody who really uses the system every day and has helped us. It has helped us really tremendously make the system better over the years, and that is Jeff Loper. Jeff is the State Materials Liaison for the Alabama Math, Science, and Technology Institute. And I'm sure that this picture of a warehouse here looks probably familiar to most of you. And I don't know if you can see on your screen, but here's Jeff standing here. So I'm going to let Jeff talk for a few minutes, and then we'll come back for Q&A.
Good afternoon, everybody. I've been with AMSI for about 8 years now. And when I started, the manager of the program told the warehouse people the best way to find out if we needed to order something is to go in the warehouse and look for empty bins. That doesn't work very well. After some convincing, we looked at several different possibilities for inventory control, and we did not find anything off the shelf that would work. We got introduced to 2B Solutions, and it's been a partnership ever since. We've worked on this product for a long time, and it's gone through many iterations. One thing that has really helped is to be able to go in and, as Glenn had showed you a while ago, the reorder report. You can run that reorder report now, and it goes out and finds every tub that's going out for a certain cycle. It looks at your current inventory, what you have in the warehouse, and determines what you're going to need to have on stock to make those kits ready to go out. That reorder report takes 30 to 40 seconds to run. You can order all that material and have it in stock within a couple of hours, where before you had to go count how many kits you had going out. You had to then go count in your warehouse to see what you had, and you were basically guessing how much material you're going to need for next cycle. Like I said, all that can be done in a matter of seconds now. The amount of efficiency is, I can't even put a factor on it. Our program is 100% state funded. 3 years ago, our statewide budget was around $50 million. This last year, it's $26 million, and we're still servicing the same number of teachers because we do not have overages on our inventory. We're very efficient with what we have now, and it just really, it's really cool to be able to log in to one location, and I can tell at any of our 11 warehouses how much inventory we have for a particular product. And if we need to transfer from one warehouse to another, that's easily done. I can go in and quickly look how many teachers have trained on our weather kit. It takes just a few seconds because I've got to do that for 11 sites, but I can tell statewide how many teachers have trained in weather. I don't know if Glenn showed you, but they ran some numbers for us a while ago, but we've got right at 100,000 tubs statewide. And just keeping track of where they are, whether they're in school, whether they're pending. That pending status is when they come back into the warehouse and they've been used but have not yet been refurbed. We do make some assumptions there that the permanent items are still in the kits and that the consumable items have been used. But we quickly, during the refurb process, if there's permanent items missing, we make an adjustment to the inventory for the permanent items. It pulls it from our inventory, adds it to the kit. Any consumable items that come back, we do a miscellaneous adjustment and add those items back to our inventory. So our inventory stays pretty accurate all the time. It does take a little bit of time to get used to the handhelds. If you haven't been doing anything to keep track of your inventory during the refurb process, there is a small adjustment there. But I've got warehouse workers now that can do it faster with a handheld than they could before without anything. Because now they don't have to keep notes of what's missing. The system automatically sends a teacher an email. We set up where there's a dollar limit on each product. As Glenn was showing you on the product list, there's the last cost. Well, we look at the last cost. If it's over $5, then we will send a teacher an email. It's not a harassing email. It's just a reminder. Miss Jones, you are missing your student books. Please check your classroom and return them. That saves your inventory manager from having to track down those products, and it also gets a lot of the products back that we would never see again. Again, a cost-saving measure that's basically just a reminder to the teacher to send the stuff back so it can be used again. Trying to think. If there's anything else, I'll be glad to answer anything else, but I'm going to give you back to Glenn.
All right, we were actually sharing the same phone here. Well, I think that's great for you to hear from someone who uses the system every day. And again, they've been an incredible partner for us, helping us refine and improve the system continuously, and we're still doing that even today. And I should mention also that we offer ongoing support for this product and improvement. So you don't buy it once and then you don't hear from us again. That's certainly not the case. We really want to create lasting partnerships with you. With all the schools and help you even realize better efficiencies going forward. We do have, this is really only this space is only one piece of our business. We have a number of other corporate customers as well. We've done work in manufacturing and financial services and actually city and state government and a number of other spaces. But we really like working with educators around these challenges, and really feel like our system helps people save money, helps them have greater, better access to data, and helps just and hopefully that even translates into better education for the students. So I do have a couple of questions here that are queued up. One is, and I should have mentioned this before, and I apologize, but if you do have any questions, you should have a question box in your GoToWebinar little window. There should be a question box there. There's one, can the Kid ID field accept alphanumeric characters? And the answer is yes. We have not done that before, but we could certainly do that. Absolutely. I don't have any other questions. I think that there's a way that you can raise your hand if you wanted to through the system. I could actually unmute you if you wanted to ask your question live. I'm not getting any other questions, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, so we can definitely kind of wrap things up. Oh, I did get another question. Does each non-consumable item have a barcode on it? And the answer is no. We don't barcode I'm sorry. I had it misunderstood. Non-consumable items. Well, actually, we don't barcode specific items, even the permanent items. There is a barcode on the packing list, but the items themselves are not barcoded. I hope that answers that question. If you wanted to do that, however, we could certainly accommodate that. But we don't actually barcode items themselves, even the permanent ones. I'm going to quickly, just last slide here. This is my contact information. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me anytime. I'd love to find out more about your system, what your needs are, what your challenges are, and to see if we can help. I think I do have one more question here. when there were, for some reason I can't see this, I can't see these questions. Oh. What if a teacher does not return just one non-consumable item? So I think in other words, what if there are multiple items that are not multiple permanent items that are not returned with the kit? And that's a great question, and it's actually something that we have worked on. There are a couple of different answers to that. We can send out multiple emails for each item. And I believe that we're working on ways to combine that into one email. So, you know, in an extreme scenario, let's say that there are 5 items that are supposed to be returned and they're not. Well, you know, we don't want to send out 5 different emails. So we're actively working on batching all that together and firing it into one email. And I should also mention, too, that that email can go off to assistant principals as well. It doesn't have to go off to the teacher. It could go to the principal or the assistant principal or multiple people with an organization also. Great question, though. Excellent question. And I think that's really a great example of how, you know, our system can automate some very manual processes and help people really focus their time and energy on other things. I think that's it. I think those are all the questions. I really appreciate everybody's time. I know we covered a lot today, but again, if you have more questions, if you want more details, or would like to see some other parts of the system, I'm more than happy to do that for you anytime. So thank you once again, and we will be doing this again in the future. We're very pleased with the response, so we'll try to do this every couple of months, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Thank you very much.